Today on Financially Us, we're tackling former Bachelor Joey Grazizi's credit score issue and how it may affect him down the road. Plus, Jason and Travis Kelce's gigantic podcasting payday. And Heather Dubrow shares the best financial advice she's ever received. Plus, we're taking a look at Rihanna's rise to becoming a billionaire. I'm Christina Garibaldi, and welcome to Financially Us, where we'll dive into everything from celebs' paychecks to the best financial advice from the richest stars. I'm so excited because today I am joined by Lynette Calfani-Cox, aka the Money Coach. Lynette, I am so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. My pleasure. And it's a great topic.
It really is. Celebs and money. What more can we ask for? All right. So let's get right into it and start with fame and finances. So our celeb money news of the week, and we're starting with Bachelor Nation's Joey. So Joey recently appeared on a June episode of Jason Tartick's Trading Secrets podcast, and he actually revealed his FICO credit score dropped 80 points due to missed credit card payments when he filmed season 28 of the reality dating show. He further spoke about this in an Instagram story and with a sponsored ad from Credit Karma saying, "My credit score did in fact drop by a substantial amount when I was away on the show. This all came from me missing one small payment when I was away on the show for 3 months. It resulted in my credit score taking a large hit, but since that time, I've been able to raise my credit score. This can happen to anyone." So Lynette, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a FICO score and how massive is an 80-point drop?
Well, FICO credit score is one type of credit score. There's actually a ton of them. There's the Vantage score, which is the score from the three credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. But essentially, it's telling lenders and the financial community how well you've handled your credit obligations, your mortgage, your credit cards, your student loans, your car note, etc. And in terms of Joey's situation, he's right that it actually can and does happen to people if you even miss one small payment. I don't know how big his payment was for his credit card, but honestly, it doesn't matter, Christina, if it's a $20 payment, a $200 payment, or a $2,000 payment. People are so shocked to hear that just one late payment, being 30 days or more late on a payment, can lower your FICO credit score by 100 points or so. So yes, that's massive when it comes to your overall credit score. So he's right. If you're late, even if you just accidentally forget, it can ding you, which is one of the reasons you want to put your stuff on auto pay, especially if you're traveling, busy, working, etc. Make sure you pay at least the minimums.
Definitely. I guess he was more nervous about dating 30 women rather than worrying about his auto pay. But you kind of said it before, that 700 is about that good credit. So where exactly do you want to be? Do you want to be between that, 650, 750 range? And you said before, if you have a bad credit, it's going to affect your mortgage, maybe buying a car, these big purchase items, things like that.
That's right. And having a poor credit rating, unfortunately, it affects you in more ways than simply the interest that you'll pay on a variety of loans. You might not be able to get a place to rent because landlords are going to check that. For some people, you might not be able to get certain jobs because some employers do credit-based employment screening to determine who to hire and even sometimes who to promote. So you definitely want to keep your credit in tip-top shape. Mm-hmm. Now, overall, yes, having a 700 or higher FICO score or Vantage score is good. You're very solid there. But frankly, one of the things that I talk about in my book, Bounce Back, about how you recover from mistakes of all kind, personal or financial, is that having a 760 is even better. 760 to 850 puts you in what I call the perfect credit scoring range. And then that's where lenders are going to kind of like fall all over themselves to do business with you. You'll have a much easier time getting approved. And in fact, you will have the best loan rates and terms that are available in the marketplace. So if you can, you want to edge it up to 760 or higher.
All right. Such great advice. All right. Let's move on over to Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce, because I think a lot of people would like to be them right now because they are making some huge money moves. They have signed a deal with podcast studio Wondery for the rights to their popular New Heights podcast. According to a report published by The Hollywood Reporter, they have a reported deal in the $100 million range. Travis, Jason, and Wondery CEO Jen Sargent shared their excitement, as I would too, in a statement to The Hollywood Reporter, with Jen saying, "We've been watching the growth of the podcast really since it was launched, and I have been building a relationship with Travis and Jason and getting to know them for a while now. Sports is a really exciting category for podcast listeners. It's a strategic priority of Wondery and Amazon's, so there were a lot of reasons to think about joining forces." $100 million, massive, massive figure, especially when you compare that number, to Travis's contract for the Kansas City Chiefs, where he's being paid about $34.25 million. I mean, not bad as well. We've seen the likes of Joe Rogan and Caller Daddy's Alex Cooper reach a massive 9-figure deal for their podcast. How does a company kind of recoup these costs down the line with a deal like this?
Well, it's all about monetization. Really, what they're looking to do is to leverage these two now kind of bigger than life brothers. And they're just so humorous. They're down to earth. They both have massive followings. And let's not forget about that little asterisk for that other little, that famous little singer that has elevated his platform a little bit too, let's say. So what they're hoping to do, yes, is to monetize their platforms and the ways in which that they will reach an audience through the platform, yes, through the podcast, but also you better believe they're going to have merch. They're going to have other ways through advertising, through deals that come to the table that elevate their, brands that allow them to recoup this money. But at the end of the day, it's the advertising, it's the monetization in very creative ways that's going to make this, that $100 million deal is probably, a bargain for what they're getting out of those two.
Oh, definitely. And, kind of don't quit your day job comes to mind for some people who try to pick up podcasting or other similar creative endeavors. In the case of Travis, where do you feel like this is probably like the future for him as well?
I do. I mean, listen, anybody who's an athlete should, really understand that, of course, you have a limited time span in terms of your career, whether that's NFL, NBA, baseball, etc. And you should extend your 15 minutes of fame, so to speak, and be creative about the ways in which you try to accelerate your wealth through things that are not on the field or on the basketball court or on the baseball field, et cetera. So, I think overall, both of them, frankly, are smart in their, respective stages to really look at other ways to stay engaged with the public, to monetize, and to increase their longevity in the public eye.
Definitely. You mentioned Taylor before. Do you feel like if maybe he wasn't dating her, they wouldn't? I mean, yes, the podcast was successful beforehand. He was a household name beforehand, but he is a world famous superstar now. Do you feel like if that relationship wasn't in play, maybe he wouldn't have gotten this huge payday? Listen,
Christina, I'm going to be honest. No way on God's green earth would they have gotten this deal. And listen, no knock on him, obviously, because he's, like you said, was known, but not globally known, not internationally known. And the Taylor Swift effect is huge. Just think about the number of people that her presence and her dating him brought to football, whether it's women watching, Gen Z, millennials, et cetera. And it kind of reminds me of Beyonce. You remember the Beyonce song, Upgrade You?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's about mutual support and collaboration, but she has a line in there that basically says, when you're in those big meetings trying to get the millions for the deals, take me to kind of seal the deal and to sweeten the deal, So I'm not saying that Taylor walked into the meeting with him, but you can be sure that they knew that there's this alliance, this team, and there's this interest in their relationship, et cetera. So they're going to get more listeners to the podcast, more downloads, higher revenues, et cetera, in terms of advertising. Absolutely, because of the Taylor Swift effect as well.
100%. And she's making the NFL a lot of money too. She really is. All right. Well, each week we're highlighting celebrities' rise to riches. And this week goes to our girl, Rihanna, who is quite literally on the money when it comes to financial decisions. According to Forbes, her reported net worth is around $1.4 billion. But what has helped her get to this level? She sold over 250 million records worldwide, making her one of the best-selling music artists ever, with income streams coming in from record-breaking tours to merchandise. And here's the kicker. She actually hasn't released an album since 2016. So it's been 8 years. A lot of this money comes from Fenty Beauty, which launched in 2017. Her focus on inclusivity with a wide range of foundation shades transformed the beauty industry, and it generated over 100 million in sales just within its first few weeks. In 2021, Forbes estimated the value of Fenty Beauty at around 2.8 billion, with Rihanna reportedly owning a 50% stake. Get that money. She also launched her lingerie line Savage by Fenty, and the brand's inclusion of diverse sizing and powerful marketing has helped it grow. By 2021, it was reported that that was $1 billion. And finally, she has made a significant investment in real estate. She owns multiple properties, including luxury condos, mansions, you name it, she owns it, and she's got the money to spend on it. So when it comes to Rihanna's success and wealth, what are some things that really stick out to you?
Well, I mean, Rihanna is a financial savage, okay? Because my girl is just working it at so many angles. I love the fact that she really highlights and appreciates ownership. So you mentioned, of course, her 50% equity stake. That's a huge part of her wealth and her net worth in the Fenty brand. But really, the thing that I kind of like most about her is that she's like doing it her way. You know, she's like making people on social, whether it's on X or on, Instagram or whatever, or TikTok. People are like, when is the album coming, girl? But they're still sticking around. It's been 8 years, but they're still, huge Rihanna fans. So she knows how to do just enough to tease and to leave people wanting more. She speaks her truth. She's her authentic self. Her and her partner, they're beautiful kids. They're just out there living their best lives. She goes back home to the Caribbean and she just, gives back in so many ways. So I think that just literally just kind of like being her authentic self and being true to who she is as a partner, just as a mom, she's just really elevated her brand in creative ways that allow her to leverage her celebrity status and to financially benefit from it as well. So she's not out there slaving away. In other words, like cranking out, album after, album or song, every year. No, she's like, I'll get to it when I'm ready,
And, but you make a good point. Like she kind of sprinkles it. She's like, I'm going to, perform at the Super Bowl. That'll hold you up a little bit. But, so many celebrities have successful beauty lines and brands and fashion lines. We got Rare Beauty from Selena Gomez, Kylie Jenner, of course, Skims from Kim Kardashian. But Fenty Beauty, I remember when it came out and like it really changed the beauty game with the so many different shades of foundation for so many different women. Do you think that that's what made it so successful?
I do think that it's become enormously successful because of Rihanna's iconic status and her, role as a game changer at so many levels. Not just in the beauty world, of course, but in fashion. I mean, look at what she's done at the Met Gala. Like people look forward to just what is she going to be wearing? And so she's been able to translate that sort of iconic game-changing nature and her own creativity and her willingness to take risks in creative ways throughout, a variety of creative industries, whether that's fashion or beauty or her work as an artist, musically, et cetera. And so I think it's just a combination. It's just, again, it's kind of like her entire aura is about, I'm doing this my way. Thank you very much. And, she can just let her hair down and just, you'll see her some pictures swimming in the Caribbean or something. And then just like this total glam goddess made up. And then it's like, wow, I want what she's selling, All
right. Well, in today's free advice, we chatted with Real Housewives of Orange County's Heather Dubrow. Since viewers have seen her make several real estate investments on the show, including a $16 million Beverly Hills mansion, she knows a thing or two when it comes to finances. Take a look.
The best financial advice I could give someone else is make sure that you and your partner are communicative and you're on the same page when it comes to finances and investments. You must be a partnership. You must have a system of checks and balances or it goes down. Terry and I were in that position once and we recalibrated everything must do that.
All right. Well, great advice from Heather Dubrow. I'll have what she's having as well. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Lynette. This was so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. I'll come back anytime.
I would love to have you. And for more episodes of Financially Us, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow usmagazine.com.